Kwale on Tuesday morning. Local officials say the plane, which was heading to the Masai Mara National Reserve from Diani, crashed just minutes after takeoff before it burst into flames. The Kwale County Commissioner says all passengers aboard were foreign tourists and their nationalities will be confirmed later. The plane's operator, Mombasa Air Safari, says it's cooperating with Kenya's Civil Aviation Authority, which will give any additional updates on the accident. The Kenyan government has sent condolences to the victims' families. It says investigators from the Aircraft Accident Investigation Department have been deployed to the site of the crash to establish what exactly happened. Now, local area residents were first to arrive at the scene and have given their witness account of the tragedy.
When we got here, we found a raging fire. We weren't able to put it out immediately, so we alerted the local leaders. We got help from their officers. Then, a convoy of government officials arrived. At first, we didn't know the number of passengers on board. We only saw scattered pieces of human flesh, papers strewn around, 2 passports and 2 identity cards. The area OCS came, took pictures, and then it started to rain. But it was a tough task ahead.
Hundreds of Sudanese civilians and security forces are believed to have been killed after the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces captured the city of El-Fasir. There are growing concerns over the safety of the more than 250,000 civilians still trapped in the city following reports of mass executions and other atrocities. CGTN's Robert Nagila has more.
After a siege lasting over 500 days, El-Fasir fell to the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces on Monday. This followed the capture of the army headquarters in the city that was the army's last stronghold in the Darfur region. In a televised address, Sudan's Army Chief General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan said the army had made a tactical withdrawal from the city.
Due to the systematic destruction and killing of civilians, and we agreed to their departure and their move to a safe place to spare the rest of the citizens and the city from destruction.
With the capture of El-Fasir, the RSF now all but controls the 5 Darfur states and is threatening to march on to cities in other regions.
We congratulate this victory on the people of Sudan in general and tell them that our liberation of El-Fasir is the liberation of Sudan, and we will soon reach Port Sudan.
There are growing concerns from humanitarian agencies over the safety of more than 250,000 civilians, some of whom have already fled to nearby towns. Unverified footage of public executions of civilians trying to flee El-Fasir have emerged on social media.
There are civilians in El-Fasir. It is a fact. And once again, and we've said it dozens of times, the UN calls on the RSF to allow safe passage for them to leave, particularly as the fighting has intensified over the past 24 hours. These individuals are at increased risk of being injured or killed.
Residents of the city who've been under constant bombardment from the RSF without food or medical supplies appealed for assistance.
Please help us with anything you can. We are in dire need of assistance. We are hungry, thirsty, and suffering from shortages of everything.
We have no money, nothing to eat, no mattresses to sleep on, no blankets to keep us warm, no mosquito nets to protect us from mosquitoes.
Fighting between the Sudan Armed Forces and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces broke out in 2023 in the capital, Khartoum, and quickly spread across the country. Earlier this year, the army had recaptured huge swaths of territory, including the capital Khartoum. But the fall of Darfur represents a major setback in its efforts to control the country. Robert Nagela, CGTN.
Right, for more on that story, let's bring in our correspondent Momen Almakki, who's joining us live from Port Sudan this hour. Momen, lots of reports emerging of massive killing of civilians since the paramilitary forces announced the takeover of El-Fasir. What more can you tell us?
Yes, the humanitarian situation is really catastrophic inside El-Fasir. We are talking about large-scale humanitarian suffering for the people of El-Fasir. We are talking about more than 267 attacks by RSF since 2024, 550 days of BCIs, 550 days of starvation and blockage of humanitarian aid. Even in the past 2 days, citizens were really suffering badly due to RSF mass executions, rape, crimes, and also killings on ethnic basis. If we talk about the Sudanese army and the forces affiliated with it, reports, they said that in the past 2 days in El-Fasir city by RSF hands. UNICEF is talking about 130,000 children who are right now trapped inside the city of El-Fasir. They called for an immediate ceasefire. We are only getting a few information from what's happening right now there due to the internet and communication blackout there.
Right, and Momen, the army chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan has said that the Sudanese army is now withdrawing from El-Fasher. Where does this now leave the North Darfur state as a whole and even the wider Darfur region?
Yes, speaking about what experts are saying, they say that the occupation of El-Fasher is a step on the separation of Darfur city from Sudan. They said that Sudan has been separated back in 2011 to South Sudan and Sudan, and right now maybe we'll witness a new separation. We are right now already having two governments, an officially recognized government and a parallel government in Darfur. With this army withdrawal from El-Fasher, there are large concerns concerning separation alarms. The African Union has expressed its concerns after the RSF took control over El-Fasher. Many international parties also expressed their concern. Right now, RSF are controlling the whole Darfur region, 5 states, along with large areas in South and North Kordofan. So this may be, unfortunately, pave the way for a new separation.
All right, Momen, thank you very much for that update from Port Sudan. Momen Almakki are following, as we've been reporting, the capture of El-Fasher, where there are reportedly high numbers of civilian deaths. Moving on to West Africa, where Cote d'Ivoire's President